When I left for my military deployment overseas, I trusted my wife completely. We had been married for 5 years, and I thought our bond was unshakable. I worked hard every day in a foreign land, counting down the days until I could return home to her. Her letters and video calls always seemed sweet and supportive, so I never suspected anything was wrong. I believed she was patiently waiting for me, just as I was waiting for her. But small cracks began to appear. She started missing scheduled calls, making excuses about being busy or tired. Her texts became shorter, less affectionate, and more distant. At first, I told myself it was stress, but deep down, a cold feeling of doubt crept in. Still, I buried those thoughts and focused on finishing my duty, believing she would never betray me. One day, a friend back home sent me pictures. They showed my wife in public with another man, holding hands, kissing, even going to dinner together. At first, I refused to believe it, but the proof was undeniable. The man was someone I vaguely knew, a neighbor who always pretended to be friendly. My blood boiled, but I kept calm. I decided then and there that I wouldn't confront her immediately. Instead, I would wait, gather more evidence, and make sure when I exposed her, there would be no escape. Over the next few weeks, I received more updates from friends. She wasn't even hiding it well. The two of them went out to parties. She introduced him to people as if they were a couple, and even used the car I had bought for her. It hurt me deeply, but it also gave me clarity. The woman I had loved was gone, replaced by someone selfish and careless. My mission changed from saving our marriage to protecting myself and ensuring justice. When my deployment ended, I returned home quietly without telling her. She expected me to come a week later, so I had time to prepare. With the help of a lawyer, I gathered all the evidence into a solid divorce case. I also arranged to take control of the house, the accounts, and everything else I had worked so hard for. She thought she was living free and easy, but she had no idea her world was about to collapse. Finally, I walked into my own home unannounced. She wasn't alone. The man was there, sitting comfortably in my living room, wearing one of my shirts. The look on their faces when I entered was priceless. Shock, fear, and guilt all at once. She tried to explain, to stutter out excuses, but I raised my hand and dropped the folder of photos and documents on the table. "Save your words," I said. "I already know everything." Her affair partner tried to act tough, but I made it clear he had no place in my home. I told him to leave before I called the police for trespassing. He left quickly, clearly embarrassed. My wife broke down crying, begging me to forgive her, saying she was lonely while I was away. But her tears meant nothing to me anymore. I had seen too much, and love had turned into bitterness. The divorce process moved fast because of the overwhelming evidence. She fought to keep the house and the car, but the court favored me. I had paid for everything, and she had broken her vows openly. In the end, she walked away with almost nothing, just her clothes and some personal belongings. The life she had taken for granted was gone overnight. She tried to call me afterward, sending long messages saying she made a mistake, that she only wanted attention, that she still loved me. But by then, I had already erased her from my future. My focus was on rebuilding my life, on moving forward without the weight of betrayal dragging me down. It wasn't easy. There were nights when the memories haunted me, when I wondered how the woman I loved could betray me so openly. But each time, I reminded myself that I deserved better. I had sacrificed so much for her, and she threw it all away for a fleeting thrill. That wasn't love, and I couldn't respect someone like that. Months later, I heard she was struggling. The man she cheated with had left her, and she was living in a small apartment, working a job she hated. She no longer had the comfort, security, or respect she once enjoyed as my wife. In a way, that was the greatest justice of all. She had chosen her path, and now she had to live with it. As for me, I rebuilt stronger than before. I poured my energy into my career, my health, and my friendships. I learned that betrayal doesn't define me, it defines the one who commits it. I walked away with my dignity, my freedom, and everything I had worked for. She lost everything she loved because she didn't value what she already had.